Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late, they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death, who seek with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my Father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. June 18th, 2025. I am your general. General Greene. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The next 24 to 48 hours will be the most critical in the history of the American Republic. The next 24 to 48 hours, the most important in American history. Donald Trump has authorized strikes on Iran. Breaking news. Breaking news. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Let's think of this from Trump's perspective here for a minute. He is honestly in an uncomparable position, making decisions that literally affect your very freedom and liberty at this moment in history. Never before has there been such a critical measure been taken to either preserve the republic or doom it. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Unconditional surrender. Unconditional surrender. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, we're seeing a breakup of the marriage of the MAGA movement. Tulsi Gabbard threatening to quit. Tucker Carlson calling for the end of an empire. Stephen Bannon suggesting more casualties than World War II. Alex Jones turning against MAGA. Vitriol, rhetoric, hate, rage, rage against the dying of the light. Airstrikes are imminent. 2 fleets are positioned and engaging now at DEFCON 1. USS Carl Vinson, USS Nimitz to be decommissioned in approximately 1 year. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Near 100 million Iranians sit on the edge of the abyss. Frantic MAGA. We witnessed Ted Cruz in a complete meltdown with Tucker Carlson earlier today. Didn't even know the makeup of the Iranian population, did not know how many people even live there. Gave answers that made no sense as to why We are entering a brand new war. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Tonight I sit June 18, 2025 on day 7 of the predicted attacks on Iran and the counterstrikes that we have recently witnessed on Israel, millions of Israelis in bunkers, Trump approving the final strikes, and Americans warned to get out. Folks, this is that moment in time in history where you either rise to the occasion to make America great again, or you lie down. I have my differences with Donald Trump. There's certain things I disagree with. But as I witness MAGA decouple, as I witness Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, Tulsi Gabbard, the growing list of MAGA haters attempt to defile, libel, and defame our president, I can't only sit and stand here today with this great republic and Donald John Trump, the greatest president who has ever lived, and a man who's faced with a decision that none of us would wish upon ourselves. Rage, rage against the dying of the light, June 18th, 2025. The decision has been made, and I believe the decision has been authorized by God. We must back Donald Trump. We must back this great nation. We must pray for Israel and all those involved. We must pray for this world that sits on a precipice. Folks, we have not seen anything like this since World War II. Warnings, SOS alerts, private disclosures soon will be released to the American public. And I sit tonight ruminating on what is next, where we are headed, and what is in store for the greatest country that the world has ever seen. Those turning against MAGA and our great president, Donald Trump, should be ashamed of themselves and need to repent now. We must stand together as we enter the darkness that is ahead. Folks, I have warned for several generations that Iran would be the final target. We've explained diligently exactly what is going to happen next and why. Trump just made an immediate post saying this, that the Senate has just passed an incredible bill that is going to take America, the undisputed leader in digital assets. He says nobody will do it better. It is pure genius. Digital assets, he says, are the future. Our nation will own it. We are talking about massive investment and big innovation. The House will hopefully move lightning fast and pass a clean Genius Act. He says, get it on my desk now. No delays, no add-ons. This is Americans' brilliance at its best. And we're going to show the world how to win with digital assets like never before. What all the haters turning on Donald Trump, Alex Jones spitting on Donald Trump's grave, Jack Poseidek spitting on MAGA and Donald Trump, the Hodge twins. We Are Change hating on Donald Trump, the long laundry list of haters. Tucker Carlson attempting to usurp our great president as he plans to run himself in the next election with Tulsi Gabbard is a disgrace. And although we love these people and our arms are wide open, we expect massive repentance and apologies to the greatest president that the world has ever seen. Our King David has authorized imminent strikes on Iran, something none of you tuning in, myself included, would want to have to make. The haunting nature of having to make deep intelligence decisions ahead of the general public that you know nothing about. That you have to go to bed at night with very little sleep and know that you made the call. I want you to understand the grave responsibility that has been given by God to Donald Trump to make that call. Well, look, I have my differences. You know what they are? Against the lockdowns, against the jabs. But in the moment of most critical nature, I stand by our president. I stand by Donald Trump, and I tell you, those of you that have turned on him should be shamed. Do not let your fear cloud what comes next. Do not let the uncertainty of the unknown take over your emotion. Because I'll never bet against Donald John Trump, and I'll never bet, more importantly, on the country that he represents. The United States of America is about to unlock the greatest golden age you have ever seen in world history, and we will rise to a greatness you have never, ever comprehended. Donald John Trump will initiate aggressive attacks on Iran, decimate, along with Israel, the nuclear proliferation we aim to end. Regime change? We'll see. We'll see how far Trump and the administration will push it. I believe in my heart of hearts, and I have all the intelligence, that they're making very difficult decisions now, and they're going to limit the damage as much as possible. But to be honest, folks, there's going to be war before peace. The great men that died for this nation so that I could sit here today had to achieve the unimaginable, had to hold on to something that wasn't visible in this world, had to cling to hope and, more importantly, faith of the unknown in the time of uncertainty and darkness. So those turning against Donald Trump, we love. And again, your time to repent is now. Your time to look yourself in the mirror and realize that you're wrong, and to put faith and hope and trust, not just in Donald Trump, our great president, but the Lord, who put him in power for this very specific decision-making event. Iran is the final target, and it will be destroyed. Any threat to the United States is a threat to your way of life, our liberty, the constitutional republic, and everything that it means to be an American in this great country. We must stand and unify now. The evil of the deep state and the global cabal wants us divided, wants us focused on bullshit politics of a latest news media clip that might be hot because Ted Cruz made a wrong comment and Tucker Carlson called him out. Now, Tucker and others are great American patriots, and I love them. And I think that they are being very honest and truthful, and the beauty of it is they're showing us their real heart, and that is completely commendable. But in this moment, we don't need divide. In this critical moment of the constitutional republic's history, in the most critical time alive, the next 24 to 48 hours, we don't need uncertainty. We need unity. We need diamond nuts. We need coalescence to the one cause. What does the republic stand for? What does it mean? And why are we here? "250 years since the establishment of the United States of America, we sit on the precipice of unquestionable problems. What appears to be the unsolvable. How will we ever pay back the debt? How will we fix the gap between the haves and have-nots? How will we bring people together? How can we show people hope more than fear? We're not going to let Satan win. I hope you understand that the real men, the real women, those of you tuning in are going to rise in this moment. We are going to support not just the country and not just Trump, who was appointed by God, but we're going to support God's will. And so what we see transgress in the next 24 to 48 hours is God's will. And that is unquestionable. I call for unity. I call for hope. And I call for faith. The golden age is coming to the United States of America. What people don't see now in the valley of the shadow of death and the darkness and uncertainty that is ahead, the golden age is coming. The golden age is here now. But the first thing you need to do is believe. You have the power, not just through prayer, but through your thought and what you're thinking about, and your belief can affect exactly the events that transpire next. In the minutes ahead, as we are now officially in DEFCON 1, the highest of all critical measures of military intelligence, and as the doomsday plane runs its course and the Trump is sequestered in the Situation Room, I ask for your prayers, your respect, and your thoughts to what is ahead. Betting against America is betting against yourself. It is betting against freedom. It is betting against liberty, and it's betting against everything that has ever been good and sound and holy. This isn't about Israel and the United States and attacking others and defecting from MAGA and bringing hate. Laura Loomer supporting the president, others attacking her, her attacking others. It's not about any of that. All those people are great. All of them are great. And all of them need to stand with our great president now. My name is Christopher Greene. I am an imperfect man. I am a sinner, and I believe in Jesus Christ. And as general, I tell you tonight, as we sit on the edge of the abyss, to unite on one single front. Liberty, hope, justice, and God's will. The Iranian people want peace, just like you do tuning in. They're normal people with families and children. They don't want war. They don't want what's ahead, and nor do we. Regardless of our color or our faiths or our political affiliations, we are all one. And in this moment tonight, I declare one. Unity of the nation, of the constitutional republic, and the backing of our great leader, Donald John Trump. And as God as my witness and his will to be the glory, the coming events you will all witness will be the most critical you have ever seen in your entire lives. The next 24 to 48 hours, strikes will hit. Nothing will ever be the same again. Trump will unlock the golden age. And he knows exactly what he's doing. The intelligence I present to you is world class, ladies and gentlemen. It's number one in the world for a reason. Notice I don't speak the party line. I'll call things out when they need to be called out. I share the truth. I work for no one. I take no checks from anyone but Jesus Christ the King. And in this moment, we stand together. Jesus Christ wins, and so does our great president, a freaking badass. And I stand with him and support him tonight on June 18th, 2025, and you should too. Share this video, get it out to Laura Loomer, everyone else, Jack Poetic, Alex Jones, the Hodge twins, everybody questioning our great president. And we stand together. We forgive and we understand. Yeah, it's scary, guys. People are in fear. The dollar is being threatened, our sovereignty at home. Our great ally Israel has been under attack. These are complicated things. We can't pretend to understand all of it. That's in God's hands. But to be disjointed, ununified, bickering at a bunch of people and chit-chatting with latest headlines does nothing but do one thing: divide and destroy what is good and right and holy. I sit before you having witnessed not just an amazing sunset, but I sit and stand with you all in one of the greatest places in the world of our military, Navy, and Air Force, and the badass Americans that built this freaking place, like you tuning in, that have given us a chance to be great, a chance to be good people, a chance to have hope, a chance to serve our faith. That's worth fighting for. It's worth protecting. And as imperfect as we are, just like the president, we must understand one hard-hitting and in-your-face truth. Donald Trump has been appointed by God to make the call. And his call is God's will. I love you all. Jesus Christ is King. I expect Iran to be immediately attacked. And I pray for peace, I pray for justice, and I pray for all those involved. But what I see is not fear, not uncertainty. No, I see the golden age. I see greatness. Make America Great Again is not just a slogan. It's based on faith of the unknown, of what you can't see directly in front of you, but know through the power of God is coming. Going to be a lot of surprises. Things you might not expect in the next 24 to 48 hours. It's going to be a ride. But the question is, where do you stand? On what side of history do you fall? The rooster's crowing. Everybody will show their true colors. And I tell you now, it's important that you organize, that we stand together, and we remain steadfast in the moments and seconds ahead. DEFCON 1 in the United States of America. A true SOS in a true moment of history. What an honor to be here with all of you tuning in. I want to thank all of you. I love you guys. Let liberty ride. 1000X, man. Let freedom sail into the sunset. Let's do this and let's freaking go. Greatest country in the world? You bet your ass. United States of America, 1776. Share this and get it out, because the moments ahead will be unlike anything you've ever seen. God bless you. Thank you. And share it with a friend.